Alright boys, we are back and it's time to finish up year 5. Hopefully in this recording session we can get all the way to the end of the regular season. We'll go through the trade deadline because I know we're not going to be making any trades. Our team is clicking right now. We're 48-2. Alright, it's a great record. We're first in the NHL. So let's get through the trade deadline. Let's try to finish up the regular season. We'll wrap up the regular season so that we can start the playoffs tomorrow, alright? So let's not waste any time here. And because we went into the All-Star break and Irving lost, that was the second game I think he lost against Toronto. Let me just make sure that Dubois is in the net. And okay, there you go. Dubois is starting, all right? So there you go, boys. Dubois is back in. Now, what was it? In the last video, I said that once we got to the All-Star break, I was going to look at a goalie's record, both of our goalies' records, and pretty much decide who we were going to go with the rest of the year. We go on a 2-to-1 loss ratio, but their statistics are so close, and there's such a huge outpouring of support to get to Dubois to start. Yeah, you guys want to see him start in the playoffs, so we're going to still give both goalies the same kind of chance, all right? 2 losses all the way up to the playoffs, and Dubois proven it. Look at that. He starts off with 2 wins. Come on, Dubois. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Nice rookie face in there. Poor Irving, though, man. Poor Irving. And the guy, he does so much for us, and he still just can't lock down that #1 starting job. I mean, what else does the guy have to do? My goodness. All right. Ooh, we got a jar. Duncan Keith for 2 first-round picks. I have 2 first-round picks this year. Hang on, let me just see that trade. How good is Duncan Keith now? He's 33 years old. I'm not going to do it. I just want to see how good he is. He's 90 overall, 33 years old. I mean, that's a really good trade, actually. Like, if you just think of what we're doing, right? Our team right now, we are a team that's trying to win the Stanley Cup. And Duncan Keith comes in at the same age as Jason Spezza, right? I mean, 33 years old, you still have a good 3 years. You can trade them when they're 36, and they probably won't retire. I mean, look how long Jerome McGinley stayed up for. And Jerome stayed at like an 83. How long is his contract still for? 1 more year. So, you know what? That's actually kind of a death sentence because he's 33, he's 90 overall, 1 year left. After this year, you wouldn't be able to trade him in the draft because teams would be like, we don't want to because his contract is up and coming and it's too much of a risk. And Duncan Keith, I mean, he would want his retirement contract. I could see him wanting like 3 or 4 years at like $9 or $10 million. A 90 overall offensive defenseman? Hell yeah. So, you know, I was actually thinking about it. Put down Krestanovich or Ristolainen because, yeah, we have 2 first-round picks this year, but it's our pick and Tampa Bay's pick, and that was the final last year, so, you know, these picks might be, like, both, like, 25-30, right? So it would be a good trade considering we're trying to make trying to win that Stanley Cup again, but Duncan Keith, He will only be a player that we can keep for this year. There's no way we would be able to sign him in the offseason. He would want like an extra $5 million. So it's a good trade offer from Chicago, but I'm going to have to decline. All right? I'm going to have to decline. It's just, we'll use those draft picks. I know it doesn't matter because it's over after this anyways, but I like our defensive core, and our record is really good. We don't need to shake up the team at all. All right? Especially for a player that we know we can't keep. The age was fine, the overall was great, but it was just the fact that he would want like $10 million. I guarantee you, he's good enough to get like a good $9 or $10 million. Would never work out. I'm giving my next GM a problem with that. We don't need to do that. All right, so Dubois only lost 1. Yeah, there you go. So there you go, boys. Look at that. 4-1. He's got a shutout. He's doing it. He's doing it. He might be playing for that playoff spot. I got to keep an eye on their stats though. It's gonna be interesting. How many? Irving's got 23. Oh, they're coming back. They want Duncan Keith again. Only 1 first-round pick, though, but Lysenko and Salainen. Man, I know what you guys are saying. Just do it for this year. Just do it for this year. This would help. Who cares if he doesn't? You can't sign him again this year. If you get Duncan Keith, you'll guarantee yourself a Stanley Cup. And I know what you mean. He's amazing. And now I'm only giving up Tampa Bay's first-round pick. And again, they're a really good team this year. Salainen's going, but Salainen, we picked him up for injuries, right? A good player, but, I mean, we can make a move at the trade deadline to get another 4th-line grinder, right? He's not playing on our NHL team right now. Lysenko, though, I think he's a 4-star. Yeah, he's a green 4-star defensive prospect. I mean, he's pretty much a guaranteed top 4 defenseman. So a top 4 defenseman and a first-round pick for a 1-year borrow of Duncan Keith, basically. You know what? boys, it's a great trade, but I'm not going to mess with my team's chemistry right now, all right? I mean, if we bring up Duncan Keith, he's going to obviously want to play on the first line with Morgan Riley, right? But then you got to send down Brody, and then who gets sent down to the third line? One of those top 4 defensemen. You stop their growth, all right? And then, what's it called? Is that his second loss? Yeah, that's his second loss, all right? And then, what's it called? Krestanovich or Ristolainen, they get sent down to the minors. Stops their growth. Again, it doesn't matter because next year, but still, man, I like our record right now. There's no reason why we need to change it, right? 44, 10, and 2. I mean, that's outstanding. Zaros for no, thank you. You never know. Duncan Keith may come back. Maybe next time if they try me again with Duncan Keith, I'll try a counter trade. Yeah, okay, I got to send back Irving in the net. I'm just trying to think on who I could send back. I wouldn't want to send back, like, where's he going to start, right? I would have to put him beside Morgan Riley, and then Brody comes down with Reinhardt or Murray, and then the other guy goes down here with Krestanovich, and Ristolainen goes down. All right, but I mean, our record is so good right now. But I mean, Duncan Keith would definitely help out our power play. Remember how our power play is not the greatest, even though we have the most goals for in the NHL. Oh my God, that's such a tempting trade. The age doesn't bother me. It's just the fact that it's a 1-year deal. All right, it's just like, let's win the cup this year and sacrifice a good few prospects. All right, hang on. If they come at me one more time, all right? If they come at me one more time, it's meant to be, and I'll try to do a counter trade. All right, but I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force it. Just keep going, boys. I mean, we're winning games. I mean, Dubois had a good little stretch there. I mean, as long as our goalies can win a good, I don't know, 3-to-1 ratio, I guess, we can cool down now and stay at a 3-to-1 ratio. So as long as they get 6 wins before they get those 2 losses, I'm happy. I think Dubois got me that, so I'm happy with that. All right, so come the trade deadline, we'll check out the stats, all that stuff. Yeah, I do want to get the regular season done in this video, though, so we have to hurry along. I'm not going to spend forever trying to trade for Duncan Keith, all right? They might even trade him somewhere else. I mean, Duncan Keith, 90 overall, is so tempting, man, a 90 overall defenseman. I mean, if this was the only reason it's really tempting is because I'm not coming back for a year 6. Even though the next GM wouldn't be able to sign him, he still has a solid team, right? And, they were willing to give him up for only 1 first-round pick, so I still have a first-round pick this year's draft. It's such a tempting trade offer, man. 90 overall. If this was like a 7 or 8 or 9 or 10-year-long GM mode, then I would definitely not do it. But, man, it's so tempting. All right, so, yeah, Irving's come back with 5 wins in a row. All right, just keep going, Irving. All right, we have 2 great goalies, but we also have an amazing team. It's just, you can make the argument you put any goalie in there right now. But, again, Irving just, I don't know what it is. I saw a comment in the last video saying that Irving's consistency was too. I thought I checked for that stat and I couldn't see it anywhere. But maybe it's a secret stat. Like when you actually go to edit a player, the consistency stat does come up. Possibly, because I remember seeing it in NHL 12. But I thought that I checked for it and it wasn't in there. But I did see the comment, so maybe it is in there. It's a good reason. It's the same thing with like Jim Reimer over there in Toronto. For some reason, he does really amazing as well. And he never gets to an elite goalie. He's just a starting goalie. But I mean, the Leafs, they always seem to do really good. Another win. Jesus, this guy just keeps on winning. All right, so we're at the trade deadline. We're 51, 10, and 2. You see what I mean? Why make the trade for Duncan Keith? Why do it? Like, our team is just so amazing right now. Oh, what did I say? 3rd time's a charm. They want Max Reinhardt, though. Okay. Edit trade. Let me just see this again, all right? They want to give me Duncan Keith and a 3rd. I don't need your 3rd, all right? So you can take your 3rd out of there. All right, Duncan Keith. All right, so hang on a second here, boys. Let's just figure this out. Lysenko. All right. I don't want to give up Lysenko. I don't mind giving up the 1st-round pick. Max Reinhardt, and definitely not. Reinhardt, you're coming off. All right. Lysenko, I could get away with trading him away. Goalies. We have Subban, but we have him signed for another 3 years. Bersoit and Gustafsson. I can trade this Gustafsson guy away now. He's a backup goalie in the minors. And, he's going to want real money this year, so we're not going to be able to sign him. Yeah, I could sign, and then just leave the minors to Bersoit and Subban right now, because Subban's a starter anyways. Goalie's matching offer, sorry. How good is Bersoit? He's 20, Subban and Bersoit are both 23 years old. He's a minor league back. Yeah, you know what? I can afford to give up that goalie right there. All right, hang on a sec. Where is he? Gustafsson, yeah, there you go. All right, now let's see if there's any skaters that I know I don't need. Kind of thing. Lysenko, I kind of want to hold on to Lysenko. 4-star defensive prospect. I like that. All right, but I mean, we can give a Wheel, but Wheel's 24. He's going to want real money this year. Let's see, 80 overall. He's a good little, but like, nah, he's a good prospect to keep. He's a good prospect to keep. It's just the same thing as Lysenko. You got to keep those guys. Toffoli, but they don't want Toffoli. Gerby, no, I'm holding on to Gerby. Who's this Brisebois guy? Severson, Fogley. Let's see this Fogley guy. I don't think I need Fogley anymore. Yeah, he's already 23 years old and he's only 66 overall. The best this guy would make it to is our fourth line, third line. So I can give up Foglia. All right, take off Lysenko. I did want to hold on to Lysenko. So Gustafsson, Foglia, and a first-round pick. Now, I don't know if they're going to accept that, so let me see if there's anything else I can add on to this deal. I'm going to hold on to Krestanovich and Ristolainen. One of them is going to have to go down to the minors, but I'm fine with that. Salainen, nah, I kind of want to hold on to Salainen if I can. Severson, Valkonen. How good is Valkonen? Valkonen was a good... No, Valkonen's already 73 overall. That's a defensive injury guy that we can use in the offseason. How about another first or another draft pick? They want that other first? No, hold on to that first. Skaters. All right, let me just find one guy here. Can't be Lysenko, not Sam Reinhart. Wheel, Gerby, Brisebois. What about this Brisebois guy? Is this guy like a free agent signing? No, he was a 27th overall pick. 4-star. He's 20 years old, though. No, he's the same thing as like Lysenko or Severson. Actually, he's not that... No, I don't need him, actually. I have enough. I have enough defensive prospects. I can get him for sure, actually. Hang on. I already have Lysenko, who's a defensive prospect. Krestanovich, Ristolainen. Brisebois, Valkonen, Severson. Yeah, I can give up this Brisebois guy. Or Severson. Which one's better, Severson or Brisebois? Brisebois. No, Severson's got the 4-star. It's going to be that Breeze... I've said it so much now, I can't say it anymore. Where is he? Brisebois. Let me sort it. There he is. All right. So, yeah, they'll accept that, I think. A first, Gustafsson, the goalie, backup in the minors. Foglia, a guy we've never used, probably never will. Brisebois, a good defensive prospect, but we have like 4 or 5 defensive prospects that are not even playing yet. All right, and it's getting Duncan Keith. It's a 1-year player. There's no way the next GM would be able to sign him. All right, we still have our first-round pick this year, so that's fine. And, in fact, let me just add another draft pick just to make sure it goes through. All right, I'll just put a 7th in there. All right, so Duncan Keith, will he be an addition to our team? Yes, he will. All right. I'm a bit surprised by your counter proposal, pleasantly so, if I'm honest. All right, so there you go. I guess they just didn't want Duncan Keith anymore, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so. Yeah, okay, thank God. I was just thinking, is this going to be a problem? Can we even bring him up? Yeah, we can. All right, so Krestanovich or Ristolainen? I'm going to send Krestanovich down because Ristolainen is a... Actually, no, I've turned waivers off, haven't I? Yeah, I have. I've turned waivers off, so I guess I get to... Yeah, okay, hang on. Which one's better? Rasmus? Let's see. I'm just going to look at body checking, offensive awareness, and defensive awareness. All right, so he doesn't have the body checking, but he's got the offensive and defensive awareness. Krestanovich, he's a better body checker. Doesn't have the offensive awareness, but he's a defensive defenseman. I think I want Krestanovich in there. So Ristolainen, I'm going to send you down. All right, there you go. Duncan Keith is now up there. All right, so beautiful. So let's edit the lines now. Now, I don't want to change up anything just yet. So I'm just going to put Duncan Keith on the 3rd line to start. All right, if we start losing some games, then I'm going to switch it around. I am going to add him to the 2nd line power play. All right, Duncan Keith, my bad. I'm not going to touch the 1st line or anything because our team is already so good right now. I don't want to mess with anything. But now we have Duncan Keith available to use if we need him to, okay? So we're going to use him on the power play, though, the 4-man power play, so he'll get his points that way, all right? But again, come the playoffs, if we start to lose some games, we can do best lines, and boom, we have another 1st liner up there, okay? So there you go. Yeah, and Irving is still in there. He has yet to lose a game since coming in the 2nd time. All right, so very nice. I think that was a pretty good trade. What do you think, boys? Not too bad, all right? It's a 1-year deal, but I don't think we were able to give up players that we know we're never going to need anyways, so we really didn't lose much anyways. It's a loaner, but it doesn't matter. We didn't give up much. So let's simulate. I'm not even going to, you know what, because I want to finish up the regular season in this video, boys. I'm not going to be making any more trades anyways. I'm just going to skip the trade negotiations, all right? There's no more trades that I would want, all right? I almost didn't even want that Duncan Keith deal, but it was so juicy I had to accept it. But there's nothing else I want, all right? So let's just skip that because, yeah, we're getting close to 20 minutes here. I want to get all the way and finish this before it gets too long because we still have to check out the stats and everything at the end of the season. Shouldn't be a problem. We're gonna make the playoffs, no doubt. All right, Irving still has to lose 2 more games before I pull him out. So, you know, Irving, if he just keeps running with it, he's going to be the playoff goalie. I mean, just because he's going to have more games played with better stats. I mean, look, he keeps winning games. I mean, I understand you guys want to see the new young kid play Dubois, all right? I can understand you guys saying that he's better. You know, I kind of agree he is, but he should be better now. But for some reason, when I put Irving in there, we win games. He plays better than Dubois for whatever reason, right? Remember, it's a man-made simulation, okay? It's not like some perfect thing that's been created. I'm sure there's glitches in the simulation as well. Maybe something that Irving has, a heightened weight or something, really benefits with his agility or something. You know, there's a lot about the simulation engine that we all don't understand. So it's just weird. I've played him multiple years now, and Irving just seems to be the better goalie. All right, he's just let in 10 goals over the last 2 games. Yeah, fine. That'll hurt his goals against average. So Dubois, I mean, this is your last chance, basically, man. If you want to be that playoff goalie, you need to go on a tear right now because Irving already has 34 wins. I mean, I don't see us getting 68 wins this season, so you have to really start stepping it up if you want to get close to that win amount. All right, get your stats up there, get your games played up there. Because Irving's just played outstanding this year. I mean, 56, 12, and 2. I don't want to jinx it just yet because anything can happen. All right, but it looks like we are going to be a 60-win team, and there's a shutout. Yeah, so we basically have to go 3-10 to win 3-8. Sorry, 3-8 to get a 60-win season. All right, it looks like it's going to happen. My God, I think this is the best team I've ever put out there, ever, of any team I've ever created in any GM mode going back to NHL 12. All right, so maybe, obviously the simulation engine maybe is a bit better for this game. You know, if you have a good team, it really shows. All right, but yeah, man, just Dubois coming back, boys. Look at this 5 in a row now for Dubois. All right, just keep it going, Dubois. You never know. You never know. If he just keeps winning games, right? I'm not gonna jinx it. I don't want to jinx the young kid. All right, just keep going. I'll tell you guys what I was gonna say if he pulls it off. All right, but oh my God, this kid. He's turning it around. All right, the team. I don't want to say it again. I gotta just stop. I should stop saying everything right now. Oh my God, 5 games left. 5 games left. Yeah, we could get to 68 wins. Oh my God, can Dubois pull it out of his hat and tie Irving with the win amount? There's no way. There's no way. Are you kidding me? What a season for the Calgary Flames. Oh my God, there's another win. Dubois is coming back stronger than ever. Holy crap, 65, 12, and 2. This is unbelievable, boys. This is unbelievable. What's going to happen here? Come on. Dubois, he loses a game. Don't worry about it, Dubois. I got to keep going with him. All right? Keep going with him. Don't worry about it, Dubois. You tried your best. All right? He's not going to get to 34 wins now, I don't think. Let's see. What happens in the second last game? Dubois goes. He wants the last game of the season. All right, so Dubois gets the last game of the season because no matter what, we're going to do that, all right? Yeah, I'll check the stats out after. Hang on. Let me check the stats out after. One more. All right, we definitely won the President's Trophy. All right, so technically Dubois lost that last game. He lost 2 games. All right, so technically we're supposed to go to Irving, but it's the playoffs now. Now we have to decide which goalie is the best goalie. All right, so hang on. First of all, goals against average. I mean, Irving is first in the NHL with 1.76. All right, save percentage. Irving is second in the NHL with .935. All right, wins. Irving is down there in 6th with 34. All right, points. Barchese led the NHL with 93 points. Good year. Spezza, 88. All right, assists. Spezza, 64. What's it called? Who else? Barchese's down there in 8th with 57. Goals. Barchese's got 36, so we didn't have any 40-goal scorers this year, but don't worry about that. Eastern Conference, the Buffalo Sabres had a really good year with 113 points, but not as good as the 134 points. 130 freaking 4 for the Calgary Flames. What a year. What a year 5 for the Calgary Flames, all right? And how many? 1, 2, hang on. 2, 3, 4. Since the trade deadline, we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're 14-4 from the trade deadline. 14-4 with Duncan Keith in our lineup, all right? So we got a bolstered team going into the playoffs here. So let's check out who we have in the first round, all right? Let's keep simulating up here. It'll come up eventually. Hang on. There you go. All right, so we got the Nashville Predators, a defensive-minded team probably still, all right? Pekka Rinne, Shea Weber, if they still have that same team. All right, but we beat them before, we can beat them again. There's no team that should be able to stop us now, all right? Let's check out the team standings. Let's see how our team is looking going into the playoffs. Let's see if our power play got turned around. That was the only thing that was lacking. So goals for per game, we're way above at 3.25. All right, so an amazing year, first in the NHL. Goals against, first in the NHL. All right, 1.91, below 2.25. All right, I love that. Power play percentage, 8th, 18.1. So our power play could be better. All right, just remember that. Our power play could be better. Penalty kill, 4th in the NHL, 85.7. All right, so everything amazing this year. Our home record was 32-8-1. Our away record 34-6-1. All right, we're going into the to the playoffs on an 8-2-0 record. All right, and if we check out the player stats, let's see who had amazing years for us. And we can check out the goalies, and we can decide who's going into the playoffs as a starting goalie. I think I know who it's going to be. I mean, Irving was first for save percentage or goals against, and second for save percentage. All right, so I think it's pretty obvious. But I'll see. I'll let you guys comment away, and I'll take your comments under consideration. Barchese, 93 points, amazing year. This guy's done nothing but get better. I mean, look at this. 73, 77, 87, 93. This guy's outstanding. Spezza, 88 points. I don't care about his age. All right, and Patrick Kane, he was a below a point a game player, but 35 and 45. That's still amazing, right? So that first line, Kane, Spezza, and Barchese, that is our line right now. Shinkruk, only 70 points, but on the second line, I'm happy with that. Reinhardt, 65. That's great for him. Pavelski, only 49, kind of low, all right, but still, I get him for goals against, not goals for. Galchenyuk, 35, so it looks like Reinhardt really pulled away from Galchenyuk this year, all right. Gerby, 35, Kreider, 22, Wheeler, 20, Holloway, 18, Reinhardt, 14, all right, so a pretty good year for those depth players. Defenseman, Brody, 41. Morgan Riley, 40. Duncan Keith, 34. Probably a lot came from being on Chicago's first line. Ryan Murray, 27. Ristolainen, 24. Reinhardt, 18. Krestanovich, 9. All right, but Krestanovich is a plus 30. All right, so that's why we kept him up instead of Ristolainen. Ristolainen is still a plus 20, though. All right, so that's pretty good. And then goalies. All right, so they played pretty much the exact same amount of games. All right, goals against average, though, Irving, 1.76 compared to Dubois, 1.92. All right, their overall records. Dubois was 32, 6, and 2. Irving was 34 and 8. All right, so there's their records. Save percentage, Irving's 93.48 against Dubois' 92.48. All right, shutouts, tied in shutouts. So, I mean, Dubois, he had a much better year than he did last year. All right, he's almost there. I think it's guaranteed by next year Dubois is a better goalie than Irving, right? But I think Irving, you know, he's first in the NHL for goals against, second for save percentage. All right, look at these stats. I mean, Irving's up there, all right? I wouldn't be hesitant to go to Dubois now if we get into trouble, but I think game one of the playoffs, Irving deserves it. What do you guys say, Dubois or Irving? I say Irving, but I'll look at your comments, all right, boys? So I'll see you tomorrow in the playoffs.